Okay, so remember a long time ago, like 2 days ago, I made a video about how I didn't want to have a table in front of me when I shot in this new studio, and I'm still figuring it out. It's difficult. I don't want the table, but sometimes when you have a lot of stuff that I want to show, like a bunch of cool laptops, how do I do it? Right. Okay, so Intel, they just launched their new 11th gen mobile chips, and they're making some big claims. We're seeing frame rates and benchmarks that make it seem competitive at the very least against AMD, maybe even better. But keep in mind, all these benchmarks are kind of cherry picked from Intel. They're kind of showcasing it to their best advantage. I can't do full reviews on this stuff yet. It'll be coming very soon. Stay tuned. But I do want to show you a bunch of new laptops from MSI that have these new 11th gen chips. And some companies are just doing refreshes, like they just do a chip drop in their old products. But MSI did a revamp across their whole board, as well as made a couple completely brand new products. So the first one is the Z16. This is by far the best built laptop I've seen from MSI. So as a company, they have a lot of metal laptops, right? But they're usually made with stamped or just folded metal processes where it keeps the cost down and it's still a metal device, but it's never as sturdy or as durable as I'd like to see. And I think a lot of this is reflected in my audience as well, right? You see it in their build quality across most of their metal devices. The Z16 is milled out from a single block of aluminum, so it's the stuff you normally see on high-end premium laptops like MacBooks, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they were going for with this whole build quality. The look and feel and shape of it, even the keyboard has this MacBook-like appearance and even texture to the keycaps. It's this kind of silky, smooth finish that's very reminiscent of the Mac keyboard. It's strange. Now, it's 16 millimeters thick. If I'm not mistaken, this is the thinnest high-performance Windows laptop I've ever had in this studio. It's strangely thin, but it also has a 16-inch screen. So it's got a nice 16 by 10 aspect ratio screen, Quad HD, 120 Hz. It's got 100% DCI-P3. It's got all the good stuff you want for gaming, as well as color-accurate content creation. It's a fantastic looking screen. So it's running an 11th gen CPU from Intel, as well as an RTX 3060, very capable hardware, but because it's an early kind of pre-production unit, an engineering sample, I can't run official benchmarks on it, and I'm not allowed to test it out thoroughly. I will say though, the one thing that just pops up into my mind, the moment I look at this, the build quality on this thing is bizarre. Like, you see these grills, every time I've ever seen an MSI device, I poke at these grills and there's a bit of flex to it. Some better, some worse, but there's always some kind of play to the device because it's always been made with folded metal and it's never super sturdy. This is on a whole new level, not just for MSI, but even the high-end premium Windows laptop market. You don't get devices built quite like this. It's something special. So if you've ever wanted a laptop that was super thin, but at the same time very durable and well built, and you didn't want a MacBook because you want either gaming capabilities or just the versatility that Windows offers, this is pretty cool. They've built something that is super thin yet has the durability of something that is like a MacBook. Because if you've ever felt that stuff, like, they're built strong. And this, it's in that class. Okay, the next device is the GS76. This is a device that I reviewed last year, I believe. It was the GS75, but it's completely revamped this year, the 76. And they fixed two relatively big issues. Number one, the hinge is no longer that weird gold color, and the overall build quality is noticeably better. So this device is their 17-inch thin and light gaming laptop. It's a pretty popular device, probably because it is so thin and light at a reasonable price. But last year's model, there was a lot of torsional flexibility to the device, and I think they listened and they added, I guess, structural elements to it. It's a lot more durable. The whole thing just feels sturdier and less flexible. It's about a half pound heavier than the previous iteration, which is not insignificant, right? A half pound is still a half pound, but on a 17-inch device that was 5 pounds before, it's still really lightweight for a device of this caliber. There's also a 360 Hz screen, super fast display, super fast components, and I also noticed the change in the speaker positioning. So they've always had bottom firing speakers, which I've always disliked on the GS line. They're now upwards firing, and even on a pre-production unit, you can immediately tell that it's got cleaner audio coming from these upward firing speakers. So it comes in black. It's this nice thin and light device. If you like 17-inch thin and light gaming devices, GS76 looks pretty nice this year. Now I'm going to move this conversation over to the last family of devices. There's three here that are similar in design language, but they're all slightly different. So at the top, you have the white Sword 15. This is my favorite device of the stack, and it comes in at under $1,000. It's an entry-level gaming laptop. Now, normally when you have this kind of price point, you do not get white devices. Certainly not white devices that look good and are built nicely. This is. It's weird to see. Like normally you can't get a white laptop with a clean design like this and a muted logo up front for $1,000. It's just not a thing, especially not one with great performance like this thing should be able to deliver. Also, if you look at the bottom, you can see the heavily perforated grills. I feel like the thermal characteristics on this device are going to be quite good, especially when it seems to be using the same thermal system as the more premium and more heavily configured GL Pulse. This is equipped with a more powerful RTX 3070, but because the heatsink array and the whole thermal system is of the same family, I have a feeling that these two devices are going to have excellent thermal characteristics for this kind of price point. The RTX 3050 and 3050 Ti deliver very usable ray traced graphics. And I want to take this moment just to flex my ray traced Minecraft build. So I never played Minecraft when it first came out. This is like a relatively new experience for me, and my son got into it. But the difference between regular Minecraft graphics and ray traced Minecraft is night and day. I think it's crazy how much ray tracing does for that game. So that's some of the MSI devices with Intel's new 11th gen stuff. I'll be doing full reviews on that chip and some of these devices. The one that's not in here that I really want to see was that GE76, like the Raider. If I had to guess, that's got to be their most popular device. I didn't review last year's model, but I got to get it in. So yeah, reviews coming soon. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. I'll see you guys next time. And if you're still watching this video, if you're one of my long-term subscribers, or even some of the new people that just recently joined, this format it's different, right? Like not having a table, not having the ability to place devices. Let me know in the comments like what you think. Obviously this isn't perfect. I'm tweaking this stuff as I go. Every day it's like everything's a little bit weird for me, but yeah, I mean, what did you think? Let me know. Thanks.